Greetings folks, Raymond Foster here, hope you're all doing well. This is a bit of an update video because I haven't made videos recently with my current situation. If you're unaware, currently homeless and being persecuted by the entire Australian government and their best lawyers, etc. have thrown, I'm guessing, hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. Alright, the Australian government, your tax money, at least hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars just to persecute me, Raymond Foster. And they've even made me homeless, all because of anti-whiteism. And why? Well, they say, the judges deemed that I was found quote-unquote guilty of being quote-unquote the R word, which we all know is just, in this day and age, the N word for white people, and essentially means that you're not anti-white enough. So because I respect white people, I respect the well-being of all folk, including white people, I'm not anti-white enough for the anti-white system. So what does that mean? That means that they have to slander me as these anti-white slurs like the R word to try to shut me down. But anyway, this is an announcement, an update to say that I will not be disheartened. I will not be intimidated by the system. Alright, as long as my heart is beating in this chest, then I will fight for freedom and I will represent the Australian people. So I might not be running in this coming election as was planned because of this political interference and political persecution. And they've purposely stretched this on, and in Australia, under our constitutional laws, according to the Australian Constitution, an individual can only be eligible to run for Parliament if they meet certain requirements. One of these requirements is that you are not under the sentence of any crime. And so, coincidentally, those who have politically persecuted me have dragged on my court case all the way up. They've dragged it on over a year. Specifically, again, I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence, but they have happened to drag on my court case of this political persecution for well over a year, to the point now that they're going to try to sentence me for running in politics, so that my sentence will go through and into the coming election, therefore making me ineligible to run in the coming election because of the qualifications, the requirements according to the Australian Constitution. So it's just a political persecution, slander of myself. I'm guilty of being quote-unquote racist, and all of this is simply been dragged on so that when I am sentenced, which is coming up soon, that sentence will go through this next election period, so I can't run in the election. The Australian government has spent hundreds of thousands of your tax money, hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars, hiring their best lawyers. Alright, we're talking about Commonwealth lawyers of the government, federal lawyers, to go against me simply so that I couldn't run in this next coming election. This update is to let everyone know, even with the political persecution, even with the police intimidation, I will still be running in the next, or not in this next coming election because I can't because of the political persecution. But the election after that, I will be running still. So remember that, vote Foster, not in the next election because of the political persecution from the Australian government and corrupt police. But in the election after that, you will be able to vote for me. If you want to, have everything 10 times cheaper, if you want to have cheaper fuel, you want to have higher wages, you want basic freedoms and rights that Australians enjoyed for generations, well then vote for me, again, not in the next election because of the political persecution from our corrupt government, but in the election after that. Take it easy.